Hello, I'm audible now. Okay, I hope so we can start or we can continue the discussions. In the last class, I have started with the. Okay, fine, thank you. So I'll close up the chat now. Okay, in the last class, we have started with operating system structures. In that, okay, in that we have connected. Okay, hello, hello. How about the presentation and audio? Anyone please do reply. You are getting presentation, also the audio. Pallavi. Okay, fine, fine. So there was a small interrupt in the network. Okay, so let's continue. In the last class, we have started chapter 2, operating system structures, and there we have uh, started with operating services. What are the works operating system will do? With respect to user, it will provide a best interface. With respect to program, it will provide environment for executing that program. With respect to input output, it will give some of the, it will provide interface for input devices like a keyboard, and for showing the output, a good interface like a monitor. Okay, so with respect to file, it is allowed to create a file, edit into the file, update the file, modification, changing the ownership, etc. Okay, those all are possible to do in the with respect to file system. So when we come for communication as a concept, we can, with the help of operating system, we can connect with another computer which is present in some distance, and we can have service about that. Simple way, in my mobile I have installed, I have installed some driver related to the printer. Printer is in another corner of my room, and I can give the printout. Even that is possible in our college lab environment also. So that means communication is also possible. So coming for the next, error detection. If any mistake user has done whenever he is using the system or any computer or embedded system like a mobile, if we not following correct procedure, so it will tell us what is a mistake the person has done. Even though person is doing correct sometimes, maybe the shortfall of resources will give us a error. So operating system should identify such possible errors. So it should also be very careful about a resource allocation. Resource allocation means whatever process wants supply. If not possible, at least collect it and give it after some time. But not providing resource is wrong. Providing resource little late is acceptable. Accounting means maintaining all the details, which process, which resource utilized, how much time it has been engaged, after how much time it will be made free, etc. That's called as accounting. With respect to protection and security, whatever data is present in the program or in the computer, it should be provided with a good protection, so that any unauthenticated access or the hackers will not get the access for the data. Okay, it was a view which we have seen in the last class. All these services are given by the computer. Okay, here the blue color is operating system. In the bottom, white color is a hardware. Next is blue operating system. In that, there are two to three levels. Here is user side. From the top, user, bottom side, hardware. So what happens here? User uses different type of components, like command line, graphical user interface, or the batch, etc. Using that, he will give input through some of the devices like touch screen, or through the keyboard, or through joystick, or sometimes through the mic also. He will give the input. So according to that, please observe this. This system calls is again we need to study in detail in the next 2 to 3 slides. Okay, so once you call up, once you as a user, once I want to execute something on my computer, I have to give the request. So for giving request, I have three options: graphical user interface, command line, batch. These are the three types. So all, no matter in which mode I have given, finally they will be forwarded only using user interface. Okay, so here is what hardware on which service will execute. So here between this input interface, or else you can say user interface to the hardware, there exist two levels. One is work and another one is system calls. Please remember the definition of system call as a standard procedure for, or standard situation for executing a program. Very simple. What is the procedure, or what is the minimum situation to conduct a university examination in minimum 18 students, and one student to another student, there should be this much distance, and before examination they should be sanitized. So this is what, only then student will feel safety to write an examination. In the same way, anything we request, that will execute according to predefined procedure. Okay, predefined procedure. So that predefined procedure is called as system call. Okay, so more about this we'll see. So here, what he wanted to do, the user, he want to execute a program, he want to give the sound input, means he wanted to sing a song, store in his computer. After some days he want to listen. So what he will do, he will give audio input, store it, and he want to listen his song after some days, means audio output. So he want to store files, and he want to communicate with another computer which is controlled by his friend in another city. So resource best utilization, see all these points whatever we have seen, those are nothing but a services. Okay, so all these are services. Now the question is, between user entry and OS services, there exists a intermediate environment creating entity that is called as system calls. Okay, so that means here, let's see first point here where the cursor is. This cursor I will read out command line. Okay, so now we are taking this point, command line. See, user will operates through command line interface. Command line interface, that short form is CLI. Also we call it as command interpreter. Let me show one command interpreter here. here like this. Okay, wait 1 second. Okay, see here, what happens in such a type of environments. I hope you can see now this coding ground as a platform. So here I can execute some of the Unix commands. Something. Here, yes. I hope you can see now. Anyone, please do reply in the chat box. So can you see one coding ground? Here. Okay, fine. So here what I have typed is echo, welcome to operating system. See, I will execute this. I have got output. Let me modify this so you will get a confirmation. JCET. I have typed welcome to operating system JCET. Here I will show. See the difference in the output. Welcome to operating system JCET. Okay, then I will modify again Hubli. Yeah, sorry. HUBLI. Again, I will execute. You can see the statement here. Welcome to operating system JCET Hubli. So these are called as command line interpreter. So where you have used this here? Okay, can anyone give in which subject you have studied such a command line interpreter in the previous semesters? Can anyone type the answer? Command line interpreters. Type the answer. I'm waiting. Hello. Nisha. Command line interpreters. Hello. Okay. So I hope might have forgot. The command line interpreter you have studied in your Unix subject previously. You can see the. I thought that by looking into this word you would have predicted the kernel. Okay. So what is importance of command line interpreter is here. First thing is there are fixed commands. So those commands only you have to use. Say for example echo or group user ID. Okay, so then calendar, for calendar we used to call CAL. Okay, then users, then comes open, then comes close. These all are commands. Okay, I hope you all remember the command called GCC 1.c in your sorry here 1.c. Then you have used dot slash a dot out 1.c. Like that you have used your some of the commands for executing a C programs also. Hope in your previous Ubuntu environment. Okay, so user command line interpreter means through which we have to give the command. We have to follow the instruction of the Okay. Okay. Fine. I thought you studied a Unix. So, okay, fine. No problem. Here, the Unix is a subject which we are going to study in next semester uh, or in the present. So here you can see that all the activities compulsorily we have to execute through commands only. So one example I have given, gcc1.c /a.out, that is those are the commands you have used for executing C program. So those are called as command line interpreter. So what is the one more type of input? Can you see in the diagram here? If I see command line interpreter, what is one more is GUI. It's a very simple graphical user interface. Okay, also we call as, here, can you see this word? Icons. Okay, so let me change the color so that you can identify it. See this, icons. Okay, so what is the importance of icon here is, we all know that icon will be a graphic picture in which we can see and identify icons. Okay, so one image I will show. See this. Can you see the image now here? In this image, this is an image of a mobile phone or a desktop in which we have all the icons. Google icon is there, alarm icon, etc. Okay, any doubt? Okay, fine. So here, that means what is importance of graphical user interface? First thing, every time person is not comfortable to type the command. So maybe he's traveling, or maybe he's busy with the writing work, etc. So what he will do, he cannot keep typing a command, open whatsapp.com. He cannot type this and then he will get a picture of a WhatsApp. So what he will do, he will double click on the WhatsApp, or in terms of mobile, what he will do, he will single click on the touchscreen mobile for WhatsApp. So suddenly that app, or what we call application, will be open for its usage by the user. Okay. Then comes another some importance of graphical user interface. Not only the typing, they are attractive, and even if we don't know the format of giving the command, then also we can use the computer or mobile or a system. See now, very simple way. I want to copy send a file, image file from my mobile to my friend mobile through WhatsApp. So if you don't have GUI, what happens? First, I need to type like this. See, just imagine, open my WhatsApp, then copy this picture. I have to type these all through through command line interpreter. Send to, I have to write his number, my friend number. See, these are the three steps. But what I am doing in my day-to-day life, I will open a WhatsApp. I will go to that image, long press, share. Okay. So once I share, definitely I will get a multiple options. Among that, I will select one, and to whom I wanted to send, directly I will select his number, and my mobile is, the image is sent to that, sent to my friend. So here, one advantage is, if I don't know typing, or if I want to send that information in a small time, faster, then this command line interpreter is not effective, but GUI is more effective. And one more important is, even if I don't know the format of typing command and it's all the necessity information, then also I can transfer a data, I can collect a data, I can download a data from the internet or from anything. And also it is more effective. More effective means what? It will be attractive than typing. See, very simple way, generally what happens, typing means either on a black screen or on a white screen, so it is typing. But what is with respect to the icons, we can change our theme in the background, some yellow color or a pink color, blue color, etc. See what happens, it makes user to feel interactive, and interesting to come up with the more and more usage. So some of the GUI are examples. Microsoft uses GUI as well as CLI. GUI means graphical user interface. CLI means command line interpretation. So Apple is a Aqua GUI interface. It provides Aqua. Unix will provides both. Okay, CDE and KDE. So I hope you will come to know what is Unix and its usage in the future classes. Okay. So now here in the diagram, 2 points we have studied. One is GUI, another one is common command line interpretation. Now the question is, what do you mean by batch? So batch means it is a neither a graphical nor a command. It is by extra device. Say I have connected one sensor. That sensor is to predict possibility of rain. So one sensor to my computer. I am not giving the input of temperature, air, etc. through my keyboard. Nor I don't have any of the icon to click. Okay, but I have connected a sensor. What sensor will do? Every hour or every 30 minutes, it will collect the values of that geography like temperature, wind speed, humidity, and it will send that bunch of data at every 1 hour. So that is called as batch. Okay, so that is also kind. Most of the time batch is not directly controlled by user, like how we are controlling a GUI and how we are controlling a command line. Hope it is clear with the batch. Okay, so next after the batch, okay, here touch screen, as I mentioned here, touch screen is important. Here mouse is not possible to carry everywhere, so we got a concept of touch screen. Okay, and we feel also as a virtual keyboard. So we feel like we are holding a keyboard, but it will be a virtual one. Okay, so now this is one graphical user interface of Mac OS. Okay, so hope who all have a Apple computer, so you can imagine how it looks like. Some of the pictures I have to gather. Next comes is an important concept, system calls. So back to the main diagram where we are studying now. See this user interface, it is a technical part. This one, system calls, now I am taking. So here system calls. What do you mean by system calls? It provides interface between, or it provides interfaces to the services which all are provided by the operating system. What are the services provided by the operating system? Here you see the diagram. These are the services. It creates one environment for program execution. It creates an environment for IO operation. It creates an environment for file system. See, these all are the operations. These are, services. To perform all these services, system call is very, very important. Simple way is user interface in a high level language. Computer understands ones and zero language. What system call is, it is an intermediate between main user and the hardware, which doesn't know high level language, where user doesn't know this one. Somebody has started a camera, please turn off. Who is this? Do not turn on. Okay, fine. System calls, they will provide a interface for the services provided by user. Okay, so one more important point with respect to system call is they are written in C and C++. See, many of the students are in a concept that there are no jobs even today in C, based upon C and C++. See, the importance of C and C++. Anything here. One thing important is there is no embedded system in this present world without operating system. If there is an operating system, definitely there will be hardware, there will be user. If both are there, definitely there is an existence of system call. These system calls are predefined programs, and those programs are written in C and C++ only. If you are good in C and C++, or if you make yourself very expert in very expert in C++ programming, you can become a system call developer. So it is you will be very high profile jobs. Okay. So that is a motivation for C and C++. Okay. So one more thing is the system calls, we call it as application program interface, API, application program interface. So in the Unix subject, you have some concept. There is one more subject, Unix system programming. Okay. In the higher semester, in that subject, completely it is a API based. Okay. So as of now, you remember, system calls means they are predefined programs which gives environment or which will tell us how the interface should happen. Okay, those are developed in C++ language. Then those are called, those are called as API, high level, application level, application program interface. So some of the examples for APIs are POSIX API, portable operating system interface. Okay, so POSIX, portable operating system interface. You can see where is X. I and X is called as interface. OS means operating system. P means portable. Portable operating system interface APIs. Okay, Java APIs, Java virtual machine APIs. Even we have Android APIs. Even we have Mac OS APIs. Everything, whatever we use in a computer system, definitely they have APIs. Okay. See now how an system call executes. The scenario I wanted to take is we want to copy content of one file to another file. Is that clear? We want to copy a content of some content, not all the content, some contents of one file to another file. So what is the file from where we take is called source. The file to where we copy is called as destination. Source means taking it from, destination means copying it to. See here, this is one important diagram we can say. Okay, so if you understand this, you can easily analyze what is system call is of. Source file has 100 lines. I don't want to copy all 100 lines. I want to copy first 25 lines to second file, first file. Okay, these are the activities takes place. Acquire the first file. Acquire means what? Are you allowed to open the first file or not? Whether you are an authorized user or not. If you are an authorized user, then you are allowed to open the file. So that is called as acquire. Okay. So then if you acquire, you can take a 25 lines. If you are not the owner, then you cannot open. If you cannot open a source file, definitely you cannot copy anything, take anything from it and write anything into destination. So that will be the problem. So first thing is whether you are an authentic user or not on the source file. If yes, which area you wanted to take. Out of 100 lines, I want to take first 25 lines. So I took that file. Second thing, acquire the output file name. So I have given 1.c as a source, 2.c as the destination. So whether 2.c is already exist, I think you can, whenever you try to create a file, you will get the file, the folder with the name or file with the name already exists. Do you want to overwrite or do you want to skip, etc. You will get some kind of question, no? So based upon that, you will decide that, okay, yes, that this file is already there. So like that, you decide whether the 2.c I wanted to give is not present or present. If not present, you will get directly chance to create. If it is not, if it is present, you have to change present file name or you have to change old file with some other name. Then only you are allowed to create the destination file. Once you are sure that destination file is opened successfully, okay, sorry, open. If sometimes what happens is even after opening, we are not given authentication to write into. Opening is not a problem, but writing is a problem. Writing means what? To whom writing instruction is, I mean, writing permission is given is who is a super user, who is a authenticated user. So there are two types of modes, read and write. Okay, one more, read write. Okay, so what do you mean by read? That means only you are allowed to read it. You are not allowed to change anything. Okay, so write means only we are allowed to write. Okay, the third one is read write. We are allowed to read as well as we are allowed to write. So generally read write is highest, read is a last or least ranking permission. So I have created, but writing into that is allowed or not. See, open the file. If it does not exist, stop. If it exists, okay, then create the output file, create the output file. If already 2.c's exist, we have to stop. If not, what? We have to create it and open it. Okay, then once we create it successfully and open it successfully, and we are allowed to write into that. So what is the option now? We will start taking, we will start doing loop. What do you mean by loop? Same work 25 times. Same work 25 times. How many same works? One line from first file, take it, copy into one line into the second file. So this, how many times? Read from input file, write to the output file. Until what? Until 25th. So how the 26th is considered? You can imagine, for I equal to 0, I equal to I less than 24, 5, I plus plus. Here also in the right side also, for I equal to 0, I less than 25, I plus plus. So total, once it count exceeds, so then what happens? Your more read operation is, I mean, no more read permission. If no more read permission, you cannot take from. If there is a limitation for you to write also, then once you write a 25th line, it will tell that you are not allowed to write a 26th line. So then what happens? 25 lines of data is transferred from source to the destination. What happens in the next? Once we finish this data transfer, what are the two things to be done successfully is closing of the files. If we don't close, it affects the computer file system. So what we have to do? First close the source, then close the destination. Okay, see, write compulsory message to screen. See this, write completion message. What we will get on the screen? Yes, the data transfer successful, data transfer failed. Like that, we will get some message. So user will identify, yes, copying is done or not yet done. So once we're done, terminate normally. What do you mean by terminate normally? Closing this file and closing this file. Have you heard about file pointers? File pointers, please do reply in the chat box. File pointers. Anisha, file pointers. Then Ashok. File pointers means, okay, only for two. File pointers means like how we have a pointer to access some memory, we will have pointer to access file. That is called as file pointer. Okay, always remember to open a file, to close a file, to create a file, to delete a file, to modify the file. It is allowed only through the pointer. Just like to enter the home, our home or my friend home, whether key is important or not. If key is there, then only I can open the door. If I open the door, I can enter my home or even my my friend home with along with him. Okay, if we don't have key, then it is not possible for us to enter. Okay, or like you can imagine, if I don't have library ID card, I cannot use anything in my library. Same way, pointer means if I have that, it is allowed for me to use something. See, what is the difference between read and write here with respect to library? I will tell you. What is the reference book? There only you are allowed to take. Okay, only there in the library you have to sit and keep it back. What about a normal textbook? You can refer there in the library also, or even you can go take it to home. That is the difference. So this is how system call is. take it from source file, do all these activity and copy into the destination. Is that clear? Hope? Okay. So how the example of API, one of the API, you are going to study in your sixth semester subject, either as an elective. Here you can see it's one example of API. What is the name of API? Read. Read is the name of API. FD, file descriptor. Okay, file descriptor. Like how student has a unique number, every file will also has its unique number. It is identified by file descriptor. That's why it's a data type is int. Okay, unique identifying number, file descriptor. Next one we have buffer. Buffer what? How much data we wanted to, oh here, let me say count. How much bytes of data I want to store, I want to read from. Then buffer means temporary storage of the data, how much capacity you have read. See this S size underscore T, it's a return type. Whether you have read all the bytes of information or you have not read all the bytes of the information, that will be given by this API. It's a one API. You will come to know in your higher semester subject. Okay. As a one simple example, I told. Okay. So how now you have seen what you mean by call, system call. Now we will see how system call implements. Okay. So here is one example. User will give one here command, either command or double click on the icon, or some sensor will give input through what? Batch. Okay, so through the batch, that's the user interface. So once user gives the data, maybe it is a data or anything, so it calls any of the system. Okay, any of the system interface. The internally system interface shifts work from user mode to kernel mode. So what kernel mode will do is it will understand the activities given by this user through this interface, and it will execute a predefined this one system call procedures. I have see there are so many procedures. In that one procedure will execute. What that one procedure is, its a name is open. User has requested for opening something. So now how the opening should do? Opening among there are so many APIs. Among that API, he want to show open work. So open. So how the open work is made up of? It is made up of some C program or C++ program. Okay, this is how the relationship. So let's go back to the text. Meanwhile, you can give your USN as a attendance. After this, I will load the same session onto the YouTube channel. Okay, so give your USN as a attendance. I will continue this. System call implementation. User will give some information through this, some command or some text or some icon or badge. So it will call a interface, system call interface. System call interface forwards that one to the user mode to kernel mode. Here you can see user mode to kernel mode. In the kernel mode, there will be a huge table consisting of procedures for all the system calls called APIs. So one particular API will activate it and its sub steps are executed. This is everything is controlled by operator.